A major shift is brewing at Ibrox, one that could completely redefine the direction of Rangers Football Club. Behind closed doors, things are moving at lightning speed. A game-changing agreement is on the verge of completion, and it has the entire football community on edge. Whispers from the inside describe this as one of the boldest and most influential moves of the summer window, something that not even the most plugged-in figures saw coming. The scale of what's unfolding is difficult to exaggerate. It's audacious, it's unexpected, and it might just signal the start of a whole new era in the blue half of Glasgow. With the recent ownership transition now officially confirmed, the arrival of fresh leadership has sparked a wave of decisions that are already reshaping the club from top to bottom. Andrew Kavanagh and 49ers Enterprises have wasted no time. Just days after clinching majority control of the club, they're making moves that go far beyond symbolic gestures. They're setting a tone, one of ambition, modernization, and no-nonsense efficiency. Their first major footballing appointment is now locked in. Dan Perry, formerly of Everton, is stepping in to oversee the upcoming transfer window, marking the beginning of the technical overhaul promised by the new board. Perry's arrival also spells the end of Neil Coppin's chapter at Ibrox. After a relatively brief but eventful stint as technical director, Coppin will help manage the transition before stepping away. Sources close to the club have made it clear this isn't about failure or blame. Coppin played a crucial role in recent transfer dealings, including bringing in players like Hamza Igamane and Jefte last summer. But with the club now pivoting toward a new strategic direction, fresh perspectives are being prioritized. Dan Perry, who left his post at Goodison Park, reunites with Rangers sporting director Kevin Thelwell, a familiar face from their time together. At Everton, Thelwell's role is now central, having officially begun his duties as sporting director just 4 days after the ownership change. He and chairman Andrew Kavanagh are now in the thick of a high-stakes managerial search. The club is weighing up candidates with top-flight experience and bold tactical identities, with names like David Ancelotti and Russell Martin in the final mix. An announcement could come at any moment. The new leadership has been vocal about their intentions, returning Rangers to consistent domestic success, pushing for relevance in European competition, and doing it all while laying down a foundation of long-term financial stability. In a letter addressed to the fans, Kavanagh and Vice Chairman Parag Marath reiterated their priorities: winning trophies, competing on the continental stage, and building something sustainable. These aren't just vague hopes. The new owners are putting real capital behind their words. They've already begun deploying fresh funds into the squad. The infrastructure and the operational side of the club, all guided by what they describe as disciplined investment with a clear strategy. Every decision, they claim, will be made with the long-term health of the club in mind, both financially and competitively. And that philosophy is being tested right away with a transfer saga already gathering momentum. Rangers star midfielder Mohamed Diomande has caught the attention of the English Premier League, with Everton emerging as a serious contender for his signature. The 23-year-old Ivorian, who only arrived at Ibrox in January, initially on loan before completing a permanent switch from FC Nordjylland, has quickly become an essential figure in the team's midfield. His impact last season was undeniable. 12 goal contributions across all competitions, versatility in multiple roles, and a maturity well beyond his age. Everton, now led once again by David Moyes, are looking to rebuild their squad ahead of a move to their brand new 52,000-seater stadium. With Abdoulaye Doucouré out of contract and Aurel Mangala returning to Lyon after a loan, the Toffees are in urgent need of midfield reinforcements. Diomande fits the bill perfectly. Dynamic, technically sharp, and tactically flexible. His profile matches the kind of player Moyes wants to build around. But his departure will be a major blow for Rangers at a time when the club is already navigating massive change. Losing Diomande so soon after securing him permanently would not only weaken the squad, but also test the resolve of the new leadership. The pressure is on to ensure that any departure is on the club's terms and that proper reinvestment follows. This is exactly the kind of moment that defines whether a new board can walk the talk. It's not just about having the resources, it's about using them with precision. Rangers have been here before, moments of transition, of promise, of potential, but what makes this moment different is the sheer scale of what's happening off the pitch. And it's not just the midfield that's under scrutiny. Right back Nathan Patterson, a former Rangers Academy talent now at Everton, finds himself facing an uncertain future as the Merseyside club explores reinforcements in his position. Rangers fans will be watching closely, not just for nostalgic reasons, but because every move in this transfer window could have ripple effects. The leadership overhaul, the managerial hunt, the player ins and outs, it's all happening at once. There's a sense of urgency and purpose that hasn't been felt at Ibrox in years. The message from Kavanagh and Maratha is clear. This isn't a short-term project. They see Rangers as a club with untapped global potential, one that can grow beyond its current boundaries with the right guidance. They want to modernize operations, apply learnings from their experience in American sports, and bring a level of professionalism and strategic clarity that has at times been missing in Scottish football. They've identified key areas for growth and improvement, and while patience will be required, they're determined to act decisively when opportunities present themselves. Meanwhile, in a completely separate bit of transfer news, Rangers have secured the signing of Lyle Cameron from Dundee, further underscoring the club's focus on building for the future. The 22-year-old attacking midfielder had a standout season, with Dundee scoring 14 goals and providing 11 assists. His consistent performances helped secure the club's place in the Scottish Premiership, and his move to Rangers is being viewed as a natural next step in his development. Celtic midfielder Luke McCowan, who played alongside Cameron at Dundee, joked that he wouldn't speak to him again after the transfer, but he was also full of praise, acknowledging how hard Cameron has worked to reach this point. Cameron himself has already spoken about the challenge that lies ahead. He's under no illusions. Stepping into the Rangers squad means dealing with pressure expectations and fierce competition for places, but he welcomes it. He knows what's at stake, and he's ready to prove himself at a higher level. His hunger is exactly what the new regime wants to see in every signing going forward. No complacency, no passengers, only players who are ready to raise the standard. As all these threads come together, from the boardroom changes to the recruitment strategy to the search for a new manager, the bigger picture begins to take shape. This is not a club reacting to circumstances. This is a club trying to dictate them. The days of patchwork solutions and short-term gambles might finally be behind Rangers. What lies ahead is still uncertain, but the signs of serious structural change are everywhere. The next few weeks will be crucial. With the transfer window about to open and a new coaching team on the horizon, the decisions made now will echo throughout the coming seasons. Every name linked, every player moved, every comment from the board. It all matters. What's happening at Ibrox is bigger than any one match, any one signing. It's a complete recalibration of identity and ambition. For Rangers supporters, the hope is that this bold new chapter delivers where others have fallen short. On the pitch in Europe, and in building a club that thrives well beyond the next trophy lift. Something big is happening, and it's only just beginning. As the dust continues to swirl around Ibrox, there's a growing realization that Rangers are not just preparing for a new season, they're preparing for a new era. Every decision, every shift in staff, and every move in the transfer market is now part of a broader blueprint. This isn't tinkering at the edges, it's reconstruction top to bottom. With Kevin Thelwell now fully embedded in his new role as sporting director and Dan Perry stepping into the recruitment hot seat, the club finally seems to be building a long-term footballing structure that many supporters have long called for. The days of reactive planning and short-lived managerial cycles are being pushed aside. Rangers want a football department that is proactive, united in vision, and capable of withstanding the pressure that comes with leading one of the biggest institutions in the Scottish game. Behind the scenes, there's a lot of noise around how the club will handle its outgoing and incoming business in the coming weeks. One of the key mandates for this new leadership team is sustainability. Not just financially, but on the pitch. That means identifying players who can contribute immediately, but who also have development potential and future resale value. It's a delicate balance, and one that's especially tough in a market as tight as Scotland's. But it's also where Rangers believe they can outsmart rivals. By investing more intelligently and by having a proper support structure around player development, the club can build a squad that's not only competitive in the short term, but robust over the long haul. The challenge, however, is massive. The current squad has several areas that need urgent attention. Depth in wide areas, quality in central defense, and increased pace and creativity in the final third are all priorities. And with the threat of losing someone like Diomande, that midfield might need to be rebuilt from scratch yet again. But this time, the recruitment process has the potential to be different. With Perry's background in English football and data-driven scouting, Rangers may finally have the chance to move away from scattergun signings and toward a more coherent and consistent squad strategy. Every addition going forward will be viewed, not just for what they bring today, but for how they fit the club's long-term identity. Still, none of this matters without a right man on the touchline. The managerial appointment will be the cornerstone of this rebuild. Rangers can spend money wisely and hire smart people behind the scenes, but if the head coach cannot impose a winning philosophy, it all crumbles. That's why there's so much weight being placed on this upcoming decision. David Ancelotti brings tactical pedigree and experience from top European clubs, while Russell Martin has earned plaudits for his work in the English Championship with a clear playing style. Both are ambitious choices, different in approach, but united by a modern football outlook. Whoever gets the nod, the expectation will be immediate. Results must follow. There's no grace period at a club like Rangers. Supporters will give the project time, but only if they see signs that it's being led with purpose and clarity. What's also becoming clear is the changing role of Ibrox itself. Under the previous regime, the stadium was seen as a symbol, a fortress, a historical monument. Under the 49ers Enterprises Group, it's also becoming a business hub, a platform for wider growth. The board is already looking at ways to improve the matchday experience, boost global outreach, and better utilize the brand strength of the club. This isn't about Americanizing Rangers. It's about applying successful sporting practices from abroad and adapting them to the unique culture of Scottish football. There's always skepticism when foreign investors come into a traditional club, but the early signs suggest a level of respect and understanding from Kavanagh's team that has helped smooth the transition. Of course, all of this vision means nothing if the team doesn't deliver on the pitch. Celtic are not slowing down. Aberdeen Hearts and even Dundee United are pushing forward. European competition remains as ruthless as ever. Rangers will be judged on silverware, on performances, but for once they might just have the backing, the brain power, and the structure to take that fight seriously again. There's a long way to go. Mistakes will be made, and not every signing or strategy will be a hit. But for the first time in a long time, there's a sense that Rangers are thinking big. Not just dreaming, but planning for it. The foundation is being laid right now. Whether it leads to glory will depend on what happens next. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Glasgow is buzzing once more with whispers that could send shockwaves through Scottish football. Word on the street from Ibrox to every corner of the city suggests that none other than Gerrard might be making a sensational return to Rangers, this time stepping back into the managerial hot seat. You read that right. Sources close to the club hint that Gerrard, after much soul-searching and weighing up his options, has apparently decided to go back on his initial stance and embrace the challenge once again at the club where he enjoyed some of his finest moments as a coach. While nothing has been officially confirmed as of yet, the rumor mill has been spinning at full tilt ever since the story first surfaced late last night. Supporters, pundits, and former players have all been caught up in the speculation, with many believing that Gerrard's return could reignite the passion and drive that saw Rangers lift the Premiership title under his leadership not so long ago, ending Celtic's hopes of 10 in a row. Some insiders suggest that negotiations have been quietly ongoing for several weeks, despite public denials from all sides. It's said that the lure of unfinished business at Ibrox, combined with an unwavering affection from the Gerrard's faithful, may have ultimately swayed Gerrard's decision. After a challenging spell down south and a period out of management, this potential comeback could offer the perfect platform for him to rebuild his coaching career and once again write his name in a Rangers folklore. Skeptics argue that such a return would carry immense pressure and expectation, but few would doubt Gerrard's ability to inspire both players and fans alike. As always in Scottish football, Time will tell whether this latest flurry of speculation bears any fruit. But for now, the blue half of Glasgow dares to dream that their former hero might soon be striding down the touchline at Ibrox once more. Greetings. Fans, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.